Welcome back to another episode of Show Review, where we analyze a show, and at the end, I will give a rating for that said show. Today, we are diving into Hunter x Hunter again, which today will be seasons 3 and 4 in this episode of Show Review. Before we begin, a bit of a disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Enough talk, let's get started. Season 3 starts off with the last season left off, where it is revealed that Hisoka is part of the Phantom Troop. Now, if you think that Hisoka joined it because he is psychotic, well, you won't be wrong, but you are also not right. Let me explain. Hisoka wanted to join because he wanted to fight the troop leader. Anyways, we later see troop members Phaeton, Franklin, and Nobunaga who are walking from Meteor City while talking about Hisoka. This later breaks into a fight between Franklin and Nobunaga, which is just what they normally do. We later see them sitting in a dark room in the headquarters of the troop, where we see all of the troop members waiting on Hisoka. When Hisoka finally arrives, Chrollo tells the members that they will be stealing all the treasure of the underground auction, which excites the strongest member of the troop, Uvogin. While all of this is happening, we see Kurapika looking for a job at the Hunter Job Recruitment Center, but was turned down because he hasn't learned Nen yet. And so a veteran who bumped into him trained him. We later see him training, and after we see him finally getting a job for the Nostrad family, where we see others in a room. The television turns on with the boss on screen telling them that he is going to test them. They pass the test and start their job, looking after the boss who wants to take part in the auction. We later see Leorio and Killua and Gon reuniting, who are trying to get some money by arm wrestling. This goes on for a while until Gon fights the troop member Shizuki, who ultimately loses, but she wants to try again. But Franklin reminds her they have more important matters to deal with. At the auction, Franklin and Phaeton commit a massacre while Shizuki cleans the mess. They later find an auction member alive, and he is killed immediately. We later see them escape by air balloon while all the treasure has disappeared. It is later revealed that they did not steal it. What actually happened is a shadow beast used his power to keep it safe. So they make a huge ruckus which causes the shadow beast to show up, and one by one, Uvogin defeats them, but at the cost of him getting injured. We later see him get taken away, so the troop members follows the car where the Nostrad family are. They later find a stream which the troop are following by. They almost catch up until the owl traps them using his fun cloth to try to stop them, but that fails. We later see that backup arrives, and it is clear to them that Kurapika is not a shadow beast. Phaeton beats all of them easily but leaves the owl alive for him to get tortured. They talk about just letting the car out, but ultimately they let Nobunaga out, who threatens the owl, but we later see them get in the car. Meanwhile, they interrogate Uvogin, who is acting cocky. While all of this is happening, we later see the leader, called the Mob, who was intercepted by the troop who is trying to save Uvogin. They succeed and they escape. Uvogin goes to find Kurapika. We later see Uvogin torturing many people to find Kurapika. When he finally finds him, they find Kurapika and Kurapika wins. We later see the owl strapped to a chair with blood all over him. He was tortured by Phaeton, who remarks that he gave up easily. We see Xiaonai worrying about Uvogin, who tells the boss who has a plan to kill Kurapika. We later see Gon, Killua, and Leorio, who find out about a reward to capture the troop, so they decide to follow them. Gon and Killua follow them, but after a while they are captured and sent to the troop hideout to be interrogated. But they later escape and go back to Leorio, who is drinking some liquor. We later see Kurapika reuniting with them, so they devise a plan to take the troop down. Kurapika, however, gets ahead of herself, while the troop is making a mess of the city. We later find that the Zoldyck family is trying to assassinate the troop, which they later fake their deaths, which the main characters find to be untrue. They later put a plan to defeat the troop into action, but Kurapika gets ahead of herself and leads to the troop capturing Gon and Killua, who try to stall before their minds can be read, which fails. But Frollo becomes captured. This later leads to a hostage swap, in which Hisoka finds out that he can't fight Frollo. We find out during the third season that they met a man to help get money. So Gon and Killua, in an attempt to find Gon's father, decide to get Greed Island. We find out later that they can get the game in an auction, so they raise enough money to get in. They develop their Nen and later get qualified for the game. They use their powers to get into the game, but what they don't know is the Phantom Troop is also in the game, trying to find an exorcist. We find the bomber tricking people into playing his sick game, while Bisky follows the boys and later teaches them stuff they need to know. The whole season is them getting cards to win the game, which they later succeed in. They got the final card by taking on the pirates, who turn out to be led by a game master. They later win the game and have defeated the bombers, so they are later transported to the end, which is later revealed that they can keep the cards. This is the time when Killua passed his hunter exam. They are transported to whom they think is Gon's dad. Two more seasons left to review, but I have not finished the show yet, so when I finish it, I will make the final part. As you can see, Hunter x Hunter is a very detailed series to which I have to write a lot. This script took me so long to write, but it is worth it for you guys. Anyways, I will give this a 9 out of 10 because we see Owl after getting tortured, but we don't see how he got there. Anyways, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye bye!